Hey, hello, socialites. Welcome back to the Social Studies Podcast with me, Joe Dombrowski.
And me, Gaspare Randazzo.
God, this is going to be a good episode. I can already feel it. We're both, on edge. Just so you guys know, I'm off this weekend, but next weekend I'm in Dania Beach, Florida. Then I'm going to be in D.C., and then the Netflix is a joke festival in Los Angeles at the Hollywood Improv. Then it's Calgary, Rochester, Pittsburgh, Denver, Tacoma. Joe's getting married. Holy shit. I don't know what's happening, but it's crazy. Pick your dates, and then I got to tell you a wedding thing.
All right. So this weekend, I'll be in New Jersey. Then I'll be in New York City, Hershey, Pennsylvania, Chicago, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, July 8th, Joe, in Flappers Comedy Club. Booked it today in Burbank. I will be in Long Island, Boston, Washington, D.C., Tampa, Detroit, Atlanta, also recently booked, Staten Island, Austin, Texas, Columbus, and Cincinnati. Get your tickets at GasparRandazzo.com.
And get your tickets at thejoedombrowski.com. First of all, Gaspar's coming to the wedding, everyone. Melissa can't attend.
Just for a day.
It's sad, but it's all good. And my family is so excited that you're coming. And they're like, we will take him under our wing.
I know. Your mom's like, we'll be with you the whole night. I'm like,
my aunts are so excited to meet you. My cousins are so excited to meet you. They also all say that they feel like they know you because they listen and watch the podcast, which you can watch on YouTube, you guys, if you aren't doing that already. So that's cool. But here's the thing that's happening with the wedding. With your wedding, which I don't know if you remember because it was like 25 years ago.
Crazy. 9 years ago.
Do people be asking you stupid questions?
No, because a New York wedding is such a formality. You just know.
New York Italian?
Yeah, like a New York Italian wedding. It's not like a random, no one acts what should I buy? What do you want? What should I buy you? That's not a thing. People just come, you just take, there's just envelopes. There's no, I've seen movies where they have a gift table. That doesn't happen at a New York Italian wedding.
Table.
Where people bring gifts, someone's I'm bringing you a toaster. I'm bringing you a Ninja. And look, there's no shade on people who bring those gifts to a wedding, but it just doesn't happen at a New York Italian wedding. It's just envelope cash. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
that's what we wanted, but it took us forever to figure out the wording. Because we didn't want to be cash only.
Yeah, no physical gifts.
Yeah, don't bring me shit. Just a
wire transfers.
Fucking literally. I don't know, but that's a weird thing to say
so
to
how'd
people
you word
who are
it?
not accustomed. I think we said,
you set up a gift registry, and when they went to it, it was just a picture of $1.
Well, we did set up, because we also wanted to give it's not for us. It's not about, because some people who I've talked to always say, you're going to recoup all your money. And it's in the gifts. And I'm like, it's not about that. I don't really care about how much I'm spending. I really just want everyone to come and have a great, memorable time, which, we're kind of going over the top with it to make sure people are having a great time, because we feel like most people are coming from literal Eastern Standard Time to the West Coast for this. That's asking
just
a
for the
lot
day.
of people like you. I know, you're literally leaving work, coming to my wedding, leaving and going to work. I can't thank you and people like that enough. So it's not about the gift. It's about coming and being merry and camaraderie and just love. So, we know some people definitely want to get a gift. So we made a small registry that had smaller gifts and then some larger things on there, so people could kind of what you feel.
But what, bed sheets and stuff?
No, there was a silverware kit, and there's some a wine thing, and it's all wants. None of it's really needs. I forgot how we worded it, but we did word something. It was this sort, I don't know, but I thought we did it right. But some people are straight up just right on your website, cash only. I'm like, that's insane.
No, hell no.
That's absolutely insane.
But
okay,
it's
anyway,
funny, anyone who came from out of state brought gifts. But anyone from in New York,
a physical gift. I don't think I've ever brought a physical. I'm like cutting checks or giving you
like
Lincolns.
someone like gave us a picnic basket with like picnic stuff inside of it. And
also, you guys in the YouTube comments, the worst wedding gift you've ever heard of. Need it.
Yeah, like, and it was like, that's cute, like a picnic basket. We were like grateful, but we were like, oh, this, that was okay.
A choice. Yeah.
But also, like, I will say this, like, so the way it happened, we got married on May 23rd, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And we closed on our house on June 10th. So literally, and we were like 24 years old. And like literally, like everything was like riding on, like our bank was calling us. They were like, what are you doing? Like, why are you spending so much money? Like, you're 3 weeks from closing. And I was like, don't worry, we're going to make it back. We're going to make it back. Because like almost to a science, I was like, this person's going to give this person will probably give this.
Oh my God.
Because I knew.
You
whatever.
Just are used to it.
And then we like on our like wedding night, I was like in the hotel, like taking pictures of the checks to deposit them so that they can clear, so that the bank could be like, oh, good. And then like all of a sudden we had this big influx of money like 4 days after our wedding. And the bank we had to like give our invitation to the bank to prove to them that we just got married.
Yeah. Wow. I understand that.
Because they were just like, this spending is like out of control.
Oh,
like,
yeah, for sure.
Week of the wedding.
Same. Oh, my God.
Like a DJ, the photographer, this. All of a sudden, we're giving everybody money. And we're like, oh, shit. Like, we're about to buy a house.
So here's the thing. We're gay, right? But we're not women. Like, we're still guys, So like one of the things people keep asking us is they're like, what are your colors? Are there any colors that we should all be wearing? And I'm like, never in my fucking life have I been invited to a wedding and said, oh, is there like a color thing I should be wearing? And also this, if one more fucking person says to me the phrase color story, I'll slit my throat. I'll go on your deck and I'll look for the loose boards intentionally.
Dude, he just had to get... Guys, we're filming. This is pretty... We're filming a bunch of episodes in a few days because of Ezra, our editor, but had to do something. But that guy, just to go back to it, he took off the butterfly stitches today, and there's a gaping hole in his neck. So
Gaspare, I'm literally going to pass out.
He went to the surgeon, and he had to get 9 stitches today.
Oh, that made my stomach
9
flip.
Stitches after work.
Made my stomach
flip. Oh
flip.
My God. So anyway,
that's terrible.
I've never heard the term color story. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, people are like, what's your wedding's color story? I'm like, that's not a sentence, bitch. Like what the fuck are you talking about? Right. Like a color story. I don't know. And also I'm literally colorblind. Morgan keeps showing me all these pictures. He's like, do you like this? Do you like this? Do you like this? I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at. Please just pick something. And then, so people are texting, they're like, yeah, it's like, what's your color story? Like, is there certain colors we should be wearing? I'm like, I've never, ever, ever taken somebody's color story into consideration when figuring out what I'm going to wear to your wedding. I have asked myself, is this classy or is this a trashy wedding? And then decide like how much I'm going to dress up. But I've never thought about like theming it or whatever, unless the invitation was like white only. Then I would have been like, okay.
Now, are you against like people wearing white because you don't want them to outshine you?
No, that's a thing.
No, that's a thing that a bride.
Listen.
You don't wear white for the bride, not you. Why, is Morgan wearing a white tux?
No, neither of us are wearing white. However, there have in the wedding party.
Oh.
Right. There have been some strong feelings about other people wearing white.
Wait, in yours?
Well, yeah, I'm just going to say this. If you're listening, do not wear white.
Oh, because I'm sure Mama Fran has something to say about people wearing white.
If you're coming to my wedding, just tiptoe if you're wearing white.
So I should edit
that out. Because if someone wore white, I'm not going to ostracize them.
No one's going to wear white. People don't wear white to weddings. That's not a thing.
Gaspar, you'd be shocked of people straight up like show. I'm thinking about wearing this and it's like full white. And I'm like, think again.
Now, okay, here's my question to you. Is this a suit wedding?
A suit, yes, a suit. It's not black tie. There's no tuxedo. If you show up in fucking cargo shorts, I will literally make you watch from the windows outside.
Hell no. I'm gonna go to H&M tomorrow.
Lose your invitation.
I didn't even send it back yet. Joe called me and he said, tell me what you want to eat since you never sent back the RSVP.
That's the other thing. This was so funny. This was hysterical. There's a fish option and it's halibut, you guys. And my aunt
I thought it was Halliburton.
Like, my aunt texts me. She goes, Joe, is the halibut going to be served whole? And I was like, halibut are hundreds of pounds. I hope they're not served whole. That would be very expensive for everyone to get their own halibut. I was laughing so hard. This is all done through text, so I hope she was laughing with me.
She was like, so he's a cheap fuck. He's not getting whole halibuts.
If everyone got their whole halibut, it would be $500 a person.
Yeah. I mean, and then we've talked about this, like the whole cash aspect. Like, then you try to like give what you assume the venue's charging for the person.
Can I say this one thing, though? I will do it. If you're listening, I'm going to do it. But like, wedding vendors, apparently I'm reading and hearing that you're supposed to tip every single wedding vendor. Just add it in. Just like give me if you deliver a service, tell me how much it costs and I pay you for the service. Like, what's up with this? What's up with this? Do you feel me?
You just tip them at the end, like the DJ. See, the DJ I find hard to tip because it's like you just.
But then it's like, who do you tip and who do you not?
But I'm like, you just did the wedding and you're literally like, like. If someone comes and sees us perform, they don't tip us after the show. They bought the tickets.
That's what I'm saying.
But like, so a DJ, it's like, we already paid you to perform.
So if I had a comedian perform at my shit, which I wouldn't ever, am I tipping him? No, I'm paying him his rate. Do you think Rihanna got more for her $8 million gig at a wedding that she just did? No.
Yeah.
No one tipped Rihanna.
But I tipped Cinderella. You know what I mean?
Well, can I be honest about that?
You wouldn't
have tipped Cinderella? That was like a Staten Island Cinderella, like working for tips almost.
Anyway.
But do you see what I'm saying?
I don't know, because I'm like, well, she worked for a company. So like,
but it's not like she worked for Disney, you know, like a real Cinderella.
If you hired a comedian who worked for like Comedy Inc., whatever, and then they just sent him and you knew they were taking a huge percentage of the money he made, you might feel more obligated to tip him. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm asking.
Feel obligated. Not this.
I would.
Not this one.
I just tip me. Like, I don't know. Today I ate Applebee's, right? And this drives me nuts. I did curbside pickup because they don't deliver to my house. So I drove there. Then the lady handed me the receipt and there was the tip option on it. And I drove. It took 15 minutes to get there. And then I felt weird because we were just standing there waiting for the food. So I just wrote $5 and I was like, okay, here you go. And then I'm like, I just paid you to pick up for me to deliver my own food. I paid you for it. But then I looked at it like, if we're eating out, that's the price we're paying. You know what I mean? Like, that's the service. Like,
I don't tip on coffee anymore. And only because my coffee order is so bland. I drink black coffee. I'm not tipping you to turn around, do this to a machine, fill up a cup, and hand it back to me. You're not getting, there's no tip. Unless you do something like above and beyond in your niceness. But
like
there's no tip.
Like when I used to bartend, the best customers were men.
Oh my God, you would be the best bartender.
I bartended for years.
At like a wedding venue or like a real place?
No, I bartended in a bar. And it was a bar club that got shut down because someone got killed in it. So it was good. It was in Coney Island. You've heard of Coney Island?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was in Coney Island. I don't know if you've ever been to Coney Island. Not the safest, nicest place in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not really for, it's not
anyone.
Not that great. Not gonna lie. So I bartended there, and I actually, the day I broke my wrist, I had a shift that night, and I broke my wrist in the morning playing football with my friends. Then I didn't go to work that night, and someone got shot and killed in the bar. So I was like, damn, that fucking worked out perfect.
Good job for that wrist break.
I know. That's why I'm always like, when my wrist hurts when it rains, I'm like, well, at least I'm alive.
Yeah, there you go.
They also, but anyway, what I was going to say is like the best customers were guys, because all guys said was, hey, let me get a beer. I would turn around, open the beer, hand them the beer. They would throw $1 on the table, $2, $3, whatever it was, for handing them the beer. Whereas in like the girl customers would always come and they would order like these like drinks that were like fruity, this, that. They would order 100 different things that like took a long time to make. And either they would like tip very little, or like be like, we'll take care of you later, and like order 10 more rounds of that. And then you're just like, whereas in guys, it's just like, here's your money, shut up, don't talk to me. So
yeah,
but I loved bartending. I would talk all night. You know what I mean? It was great for me.
Yeah.
And I made really good money doing it.
Bartending. I feel like I'd be a good bartender too.
You would, but the hours were brutal. I was working 6 o'clock.
We're working bartender hours right now.
Well, no, we're not. Definitely not. I was going in at 6, which we do now, but then I was leaving at 4 or 5 in the morning. Keep in mind, New York City bars close at 4 a.m. So now I was at the bar till closing time, and then an hour after, restock, do this, do that. Now you're driving home. The sun's already coming up. And now what? You're sleeping till noon. Then your day's all fucked up. And then you're getting ready for the next night, next shift. And I was in school full time.
Wild. Did you have something for today?
All right. So I got to tell you 3 things.
Please. And then I got something to tell you.
So this kid hands me an essay and he's like, here. So he gives it to me. It's the final. So I made them write an essay as the final. I was like, look.
Yeah, he sent me a picture of this.
Yeah, I was like, guys, look, just write an essay, because if I put multiple choice, you get it right or you get it wrong. If you get it wrong, I can't help you. If you write an essay, I'll find points for you and help pass everybody. So this kid gives me an essay and I look at it and there's just a picture of me he found on the internet, just printed on the paper. It's just like a giant essay and then my photo printed. Very strange. I laughed though and I gave him 100 for it. Didn't even have to read the essay. The second thing is, Joe, what do you think of this shirt?
Is it purple?
It is. Oh, that's right. You're colorblind. It is purple. Okay. It's like an Easter purple, right? So I bought this shirt at Walmart. It was $4. It's actually a medium. Remember I was telling you I have to wear all larges now for some reason? Melissa says I wear larges because I buy cheap clothes and they shrink because they're shitty and they become mediums. This is a true medium, and I washed and dried it and it stayed a medium. It's a Walmart brand. It's called like Athletic Fit, super comfortable. I'm going to probably go to Walmart tomorrow and buy every color of them now that I know they can withstand the, because like I've been wearing these large shirts that don't make any sense. Anyway, I'm feeling myself. I'm liking this shirt. I go to work, right? This kid looks at me. He's like,
annihilated you.
This kid looks at me. No, I wish. This kid looks at me. He's like, yo, when's the hunt? And I was like, what?
Sorry?
And he goes, you look like a fucking Easter egg. Like I was like, okay, but like he was just
laugh?
Like what? Of course, I laughed. How could I not? He was.
I would have died.
He goes, but the way he goes, when's the hunt? And I'm like, huh? He's like, you look like a fucking Easter egg, as if that was like the only logical thing that could come next.
Did he say fucking?
Of course.
And do you just like at this point with your school?
I don't even acknowledge.
You don't. You just have. It's not worth it.
Once in a while, I'll be like, guys, like if I hear them just like, not if they say like fuck, but like if I hear them like talking about other stuff that's like super not appropriate. But like that, like, you know, saying like a fucking Easter egg, that's fine. Also, I broke up a huge fight. I don't know if I could talk about this.
Not yet.
I broke up a fight.
That's amazing.
But I will tell you this. The fight was happening and I saw it happening and I was holding a yogurt, right? Because I was walking down the hall and I go...
A yogurt? Was it in your Thomas Jefferson cup?
This is George Washington. I was holding
What's wrong with his hat?
That's his hat when he crossed the Delaware.
All right.
So it's a pencil holder.
I'm sure George is just elated.
Also, I got this. Hold on. Wait.
Guess you're so funny.
I forgot this was in here.
Yes, he's just like fisting George Washington's head right now.
When I became a dean in my school, like doing security, they got me this like sheriff's badge as a joke.
No way.
It just says security guard. It was just to fuck with me. So I was putting that on my jeans. Anyway, so I'm walking. The fight starts happening. So I see it was two rival friend groups. And one was on one side and one was on the other. And they get in each other's faces. And I don't know what I was thinking. Another teacher was like, guys, boys, back up. I go, no. I get right in the middle and I'm holding my yogurt like this, Joe. Oh, whoa, back up. And I was in the middle. I didn't want the yogurt to get slapped out. So I lifted it. So I'm on camera. We watched the footage. It's just like all these kids and then me just like front and center holding my yogurt. Back up. And I pushed everybody and everybody went their own ways. It was kind of nice.
Here he comes to save the day.
I was kind of a hero.
Okay, Gaspare, I did the craziest thing yesterday. The craziest thing. Have you ever paid for something and realized that it was like wildly overpriced, but you were too far in that you couldn't like just be like, no? Knowing you probably would have been like, hell no.
My house. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
No. Okay, so listen to this. I bought a yogurt yesterday. Now, it's this very good brand of yogurt, and I actually went through with the transaction and fucking it.
What brand, though?
It's unbelievable.
Is it that one with the glass jars?
It is a glass jar, but it's actually coconut yogurt. Because you can make yogurt out of like coconut milk and coconut.
I hate everything about that.
Oh, trust me.
I don't eat coconut.
So I actually got the chocolate version. It didn't even taste like coconut at all. It tastes like chocolate. It tastes like chocolate yogurt.
Because coconut's like a superfruit, right?
Sure, I guess.
Like a coconut a day.
You can't eat like so much of it. No, apparently you're not supposed to eat a lot of. I think there's like a lot of cholesterol or something.
Drives
I don't
up
know.
your semen.
I'm not a fucking scientist. Drives up your semen? Is that what you said?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
To me looks like semen. Excuse me out.
Oh shit. Here we go. This is going to be totally derailed. Anyway.
Are you going to end up telling me about yogurt?
Yeah. The yogurt. Gaspare. The container was this big. Check it. This big.
Okay.
How much did I pay for it?
I'm going to say $7.
$9 fucking. But I was already there and like had my credit card out and she was like $9 and like had it. And I was like,
yeah. Yeah, that does.
And all
get
I was buying
sometimes.
Was the yogurt. My dad would have been like, fuck your yogurt.
Yeah. I remember one time my dad, we were at a Chinese restaurant. They were bagging up his shit and the guy started coughing. And my dad just was like, nope. He's like, not buying it. Like while you cough, like to me, I would have been like, okay, I would have just went through with it, brought it home,
Same.
Probably ate it anyway. Yeah, it's hard. Like when you're already there, it's very awkward. And then what do you say? Like, whoa, that's too much. I mean, I have though. I'm not going to lie. Like I definitely have, like they rank some up. I go, whoa, that's $9? No, nope.
I probably should have.
But the only thing I will say is this. If you were doing that as your full meal, and you were like, I'm only eating this for breakfast till lunch, you can almost justify. That's how in my head I would have justified it. I would have been like, well, this is my breakfast. And if I went and got an egg and cheese sandwich, it would have been $8. So this is better for me.
Here's how I justified it. I said, I chalked it up as a treat. I was like, you're not going to be, this isn't like this yogurt that you have stocked in your fridge all the time. You're going to maybe eat this maybe 1 or 2 or 3 times a year. And it has a lot of hype around it. So like first, let's just see if it's worth it. And then second, if it is, it's not like you're going to always be buying this fucking A-list yogurt. I'm like, what's in this? Fucking stem cells? Jesus.
Like who? It's probably the vampire facial.
Probably. Have you started watching Physical 100 on Netflix yet?
You only told me about it last night. What is it about? You didn't tell me anything about it. Melissa told me it's a physical competition show. No.
It's amazing. So it's kind of like Squid Games where it's people. It's No, it's all Korean people, and it's like voiced over in English. And it's just there's 100 people, and they do all these physical activities, and like you see who wins. That's it. But they're like, it's like a bunch of professional athletes, but then it's like an arm wrestler, a phys ed teacher, like people like an arborist who climbs trees all day. It's like there's all.
But what
different
are the
types
physical
of
competitions?
So like the first one was like running on a treadmill to see like who could. It was like a distance competition, so no one could see the screen, so you didn't know how far you were actually running. But it was like in 5 minutes, who can run the longest, and then they like chopped that down in half, and they were like, okay, now you have 3 minutes, who can run and it was just like bonkers, right? There's like another one with
and and they put the treadmill speed on whatever they want.
You were, it's actually one of those self-operating ones, so you were running like at whatever pace you were choosing, right? So if you wanted to like book it, you could.
So there's not like a storyline, it's just like, here's people doing physical shit.
But it's amazing. And then like at one time they split the group in half, and they were getting rid of half the people, so it was one-on-one competitions, but there was a ball, and basically they set a timer for 5 minutes. Whoever had the possession of the ball at the end of 5 minutes wins. Okay, but there were 3 different arenas to choose from. One looked kind of like a playground, sort of, so you could like grab the ball and run around and try and like just keep it in your possession until the other person can't catch you. Another one was like,
and what, they're beating the shit out of each other to get the ball?
Sometimes. Well, listen, one was like a pool, so you had to kind of like swim and keep the ball. And the third one was just an MMA ring, nothing in it, just the ball. So that one was a lot of like, and there's a shitload of martial artists in it too. And the stuff that they do is incredible. Anyway.
And how did anyone pick the MMA ring?
Oh yeah, the MMA guys. They were like,
oh, yeah.
And then like the people who are professional swimmers naturally went for the water one. The track stars went for the other one that had like more ground. Yeah, like they were all kind of like they're scheming, and then they had to make teams. So they were like trying to figure out. They're like, okay, like I'm super strong, but I'm not that fast. So now I need like a runner. And then they were like, okay, well that runner's tall. I'm tall. We need a small person in case we need something that's like super agile, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Actually, that sounds interesting. I would watch that.
I've been shredding for the wedding. I think you know this. I'm like in the gym every single day. Yeah, but I've been going like even harder since this show. And I have researched some nutso shit that people do to get super healthy. And there's this thing called, I don't know the full name of it, but it's something called, it's like seminal keeping, like semen keeping, like you don't I don't know what the actual name, it's semen something,
demon.
it's semen keeping, I don't know, but it's essentially there are people who believe that if you do not
ejaculate,
that your body will like absorb the semen and use it to like make you ultra stronger, like crazier. So these people like don't fuck, they don't masturbate, and they just keep, and
that's not that crazy, because like a lot of athletes don't like have sex like game day and things like that.
I knew that, but
because it's like it keeps your testosterone. But
isn't there a wrestler who does have sex right before?
Well, Mike Tyson used to have sex twice or 3 times right before he went into the ring, because he said that he had so much testosterone that if he didn't let some out, he would actually physically murder the person he was fighting. Like his punches were so hard, he would have killed somebody. So he did it to not kill the guy he was fighting. Like he knew he was gonna like he knew he was gonna beat him, but it's like, I don't want to kill him. Like that's
so I need to have sex.
I need to like decrease my testosterone.
That's insane.
That's what he said. And like they were, and like not for nothing, but can you imagine the woman who was like, "Yeah, like you're that amped
talk
up
about this," and he like jumped into them or something.
Like you're just like, no, that was the bulls we were talking about. But yeah, essentially Mike Tyson was a bull. Joe, speaking of this 100 thing,
Bulls.
whatever.
Speaking of bulls, today's episode's brought to you by bulls.
I don't have it. It sounded like I was about to do an ad. I'm not. Here, my brother and I always used to do this question to each other. And maybe we could even call a fan about this, someone from the Patreon. All right. How long do you think you would last in a ring with Mike Tyson? Like prime Mike Tyson. Not even prime. Just right now, Mike Tyson as well.
Gaspar, 0 sec. I would literally, they'd be like, ding, ding, ding. And I would just lay on the ground.
Okay, no, but you have to like line up and try to fight him.
How long would I last?
Yeah. Like, do you think you put your glove up and he just punches through your face?
Yeah, and you just hit the ground and you die. I probably would just say, hit me.
Just end it, Mike.
Yeah, all just go for it, dog.
Here's my question. The 4 major sports, right? All right, you versus LeBron James. Do you think you can, in a 10-minute game, do you think you can put up 1 basket?
No.
Not even 1? Like, you don't even think you can just get lucky on a half-court shot?
You just said you and LeBron James. If it was like me and you, probably.
Do you think LeBron James could put up 100 points on you before you could put up a point?
Yeah. Gaspar, who are you on line with right now?
I agree. I think that he will put up 500 points before I put up a point. I don't think I would be able to get a shot off. He would just destroy my face with the swatting of his arms.
Gaspar, this isn't even a question.
All right. How about this one? If a professional pitcher in baseball threw 100 pitches at you, how many balls do you think you hit?
0.
You don't even think you foul-tip a ball?
Gaspar, listen to what you are asking and then realize that you're asking me.
Okay, the LeBron one, I'm going to say 0. But the baseball, I think I could maybe, you're talking about 100 pitches. I could make contact. I don't know if I'm not going to hit a home run. I'm not even going to probably hit it out of the infield. It's probably going to break my shoulders because the ball's coming so fast. But I can make contact just by chance. All right. You have football. You have Derrick Henry.
0-0.
Okay, Derrick Henry. He's a huge bruising running back. Your chances of tackling him, he's running at you.
Gaspar, literally, this is, okay, you know what you're asking me right now? Okay, you write a book, and so does Edgar Allan Poe. Whose book do you think becomes more famous?
I'm just asking, do you think that I think I could tackle him. He runs at me 30 times.
No, Gaspar, I don't think. You know why? Because I have never thought about these absolutely bazonker ass unrealistic things.
Okay. I could throw myself at his legs and he could potentially trip.
But he wouldn't.
And he would kick my ribs in and it would break.
And you would break.
So like, I'm not going to lie. Like my whole life, I've always been into sports. Loved watching them, loved playing them. Like the minute I got home, put my book bag down, went outside, played football, baseball with my friends, stickball, right? Like all these sports. And I was really good at sports as a kid. And like my son is just like, and I love him to death. He's not a sports person, right? But he's a chess playing, piano playing, coding tech boy. You know what I mean? Which is fine. I just didn't know those people growing up. Like that was not my circle. My circle was all kids who played football because that's who I hung out with, right? But those kids existed. So Gaspar's like dying to play baseball again.
Oh.
So we put him in baseball again.
Yeah.
Gaspar's not fucking good at baseball.
Doesn't he only pick the flowers and shit, you said?
Yes, but he
plays in the dirt.
That this year is going to be different. So there's 3 practices before the first game. Now, by the time this episode airs, we'll already known what the result is. But
there's only 3 practices?
No, there's 3 practices before the first game. Then there's practice every week.
That's it, though?
No, and then there's practice every week. These kids have all
you'd have more practice before the first one.
They've been playing since they were 3 years old, 4 years old.
Okay.
So I told Gaspar, I said, listen, baby, I love you. I don't know if you love baseball. I love baseball. I really love it. I go, Gaspar, listen to me. I said, everyone's going to be really good this year. They're not fooling around. And I didn't tell him this part, but if you don't play the first game, you get a full refund of your money back of the whole season. But if he plays just one game, we get no money back. I said, if you are not going to play, we're not doing this. Like, we're not going every week to watch you cry. We're not going every week to watch you have a meltdown. Cause like, you fucking
what are
can't
the
hit the ball.
meltdowns like and
Cause
about?
like, he doesn't pay attention. So like the ball it hits him in the crotch. He just drops, he cries. Like he's running, he hits the ball, he runs to third base instead of first because he's just he doesn't care. He not really liking it.
You just called him a dude to do.
No, but I love him. It's not. He's just not a sporty.
You gotta be
kid.
realistic.
And I'm like, dude, you're a chess kid. You're a piano kid. It took me a while to accept this, but I've realized you're not. Lucy wants to play football. Lucy's begging me to sign her up for football because she's a bruiser. Lucy will tackle you. You know what I mean? Like she's a hard-nosed kid. So I'm just like, tonight was the first practice, but it got rained out. So now we have 2 practices for him to prove to me that
they don't make it up?
No. So, because it's like Saturday's the practice and then Monday's the game, or Monday's the practice and Tuesday's the first game. And dude, their games are at 6:30 at night. Gaspare goes to bed at 7:30. So this is torture right there. And then they have practice. The practices are at 6, 7 o'clock at night. Like, don't these kids go to bed?
Yeah, don't these kids go to bed? That's crazy. So you're going to let him do the 2 practices and then you're going to call it?
Yeah, like if we don't see that he's like taking it serious.
What if he's like, I love it though, but he's not showing you he's taking it serious? But
no, because you got to show your actions, because every year it's the same thing for the last 3 years now. It's just been, I love it. We get there and he's just like, yes, I can't wait for the snack stand after. That's it. He's just playing for the snack stand. And I'm like, dude, we're not coming here for you to eat a push pop. Like, no. Like,
it's so much on you. My parents put me in hockey when I was like 4 or 5 or something like that. And I was not very good. And they said that one day I was all the way across the rink and I was just skating like crazy, like finally like doing it. And they were like, oh my God, he's amazing. He's so fast. I skated across the entire rink. I went out of the rink. I walked with my skates up to them and I said, we can go home now.
I thought you were going to say you started figure skating.
No. I was like, we can go home now. I'm done. Thank you. That was very nice.
I did. I played hockey my whole life. I played from 4 to, well, not my whole life. I played from like 4 to 9. And I did hell weeks in hockey over the summer where it was every day, 5:30 a.m., 2-3 hour practices to get better. Like I was super into sport. I always played football.
Yeah.
Played baseball. So like it is weird for me, but Melissa's like, not every kid was into sports. She's like, my brother didn't play sports. Like, like Michael Sugarman wasn't a sports kid.
Michael Sugarman wasn't a sports kid? You've got to be kidding me.
And then I think about it, I'm like, there were those people who were just like,
Michael Sugarman's kind of like athletic though.
He is athletic.
Yeah.
He plays on a soccer team now.
He's on a soccer team.
Yeah.
Those legs.
That ass.
Oh, Michael Sugarman, we love you.
All right, so actually, this is an emails only episode. We haven't had one in a while.
Emails. You guys, you can become a Patreon member at patreon.com/the Social Studies Podcast, where we tend to your needs, answer you, give you bonus con, all that good shit. Patreon.com/the Social Studies Podcast. And also, if you like the podcast, if you've listened every week, consider becoming a member and supporting it. It's literally what keeps us on the air. So thank you so much if you're there already. And if you're not, we still love you, but think about coming over for a little while. It's a good time. Here we go. This person did not say I could use their name. It's titled Insane Stories. Joe and Gaspare, sorry for the late reply. Manic Mondays, Toxic Tuesdays. Oh, and look, it's Wacky Wednesday already. Perfect time for some wild stories, if I do say so myself. My life has been one hysterical but psychotic story after another, so I'll give 2 of my favorites from my 37 years of being on this earth. The first one happened to me when I was at the doctor in 2019. I had something wrong with my ass. Okay, well, here we go. Here
we go. Michael Sugarman ass.
I am so glad that this person told us not to use or didn't specify. I don't know. I didn't know if I just love when the fans are just like, I can tell them anything. Here's a story about my ass.
Well, I don't know if it was know about it.
I didn't know if it was hemorrhoids, a boil, ingrown hair, etc. I went to my doctor and I told him what was going on. I dropped my pants and all that fun stuff. And don't ask how this happened, but while he was examining me with my pants down, I don't know how, but I lost my footing. I lost my footing, fell, and hit my head underneath the examining table and passed out for 10 minutes with my pants down. I woke up and had
hold on.
Woke up with my pants out. I woke up and had a full concussion. And from what I was told by my doctor, he asked me if I was going to be okay. And I said, yeah, I think I'm going to be fine. The second story is from when I was about 8 years old.
Wait, let's dissect that one first.
Okay.
And I think dissect is the right word. So you're getting the anal exam. Did you ever get one?
Yes. I have a joke about it in my set right now. It's very awkward.
Yeah. First off, I have to tell you, when I got one, I knew the nurse. I went to college with her.
Shut the hell up.
And she was like,
I would have been like, new nurse.
And we were talking, and then she was like, all right, well, he'll be in a minute. I'm like, all right, you can get out now. And then she was like, just bend over and pull your pants down. Then I was just waiting, and now I understand what you go through.
Wait, you were just waiting with your ass out, just waiting for him to get there?
Yeah, I was just like, I was just
really
like lingering. I didn't pull my underwear down. Then he came in, he's like, hello. And I was like, oh boy. And then he's like, stop clenching. And I was like,
oh my God.
And he's like, just take a deep breath. And I'm like, I can't. Like, my heart was racing. I was like, it felt like the first time. And I was just like, I can't do it. And he's like, you need to calm down. You need to just take a deep breath and let me in. and then it was horrible. It was really, I was like, oh, and like the nurse was like, I felt like we were like locking eyes. Like I was behind the table, but I didn't pass out, squiggle around and wake up concussed.
When I had it, the doctor was like, this might hurt a little. And I was like, I think we're fine.
Oh. Okay.
You can't, you're off the pride float for that.
What was it? Breeding?
Breeding. I taught Gaspare about breeding. If you don't know what it is, go to Urban Dictionary. The second story is when I was about 8 years old. I had to stay home from school because I was running a really high fever. I'm sick as a dog lying there. Mind you, even when I was sick, I was, and still am to a lot of degrees, no pun intended, but very stubborn. I kept getting out of my bed and still playing with my toys. Eventually, the fever made me so weak that I was too tired to even play, and I fell asleep. Afternoon comes, and two friends of mine come by the house to drop off my homework and ask my mom how I was feeling. Being delusional from the fever upon hearing my friends' voices, I wake up and walk downstairs, and I believe that was the moment that I started carrying imaginary presents downstairs, and my eyes were as wide as can be. I started talking very manic and saying things like, look at all these presents I got from our moms. We can take these to them and tell them how much we love them. My mom's reactions were priceless and would be a true millennial Kodak moment. Then I walk back upstairs to my room, and I have no idea why, but I shouted, I just shot a bird. I was so weird and random and odd that all my friends always bring it up to me from this time to this very day. Anyways, I figured I'd share the two whacked out, quirky stories with you guys. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll be looking forward to the more Patreon podcast episodes later tonight. Looking forward to seeing you, Gaspare, on April 19th, and looking forward to seeing you, Joe, in May. Take care and stay hilarious. So sweet.
Thank you so much.
I have heard of people doing weird shit like
that.
Like
when a fever's so high.
Yep.
I've never done that. Like where I've gotten like a fever so bad that like you hallucinate, but I know that does happen to people. But you know what I just remembered? I forgot about those days. Mm-hmm. Wait, did you ever have a fever so high?
No. I think they're called fever dreams, right?
Yes, fever dreams. I forgot those days where like you would be sick from school and your friends would bring your homework home to you. And like they would bring, that just like brought me back. Cause like when they would
drop off. If someone was sick, everyone would be like, I can do it.
Yeah. Like they would drop off your homework at your house. Because like in reality, like that doesn't exist anymore. Because now everything's
your teacher
online.
Just scan it and email it, or just not even scan it.
That's crazy. We don't even, if a kid, A kid was out all week, right? Joe, what would you do in a high school scenario? The final was this week. Instead of giving a final, I gave them the essay, right?
What does that mean?
Like an essay. You know what an essay is?
You can do an essay instead of the final?
So the essay counted as the final exam. Like whatever you got on the essay would be what you got on the final exam.
Just like an end of semester project or whatever. Like there's no test.
Sure.
It's just like,
okay, cool. Instead of a test. So on Monday, I gave them like the documents they had to use. On Tuesday, I gave them the outline. Wednesday, they were able to write it. It was due Thursday. This kid missed the whole week of school. So he's like, well, what do I do? And I was like, shit, like I have to explain it all. It's not like an essay where I could just be like, do it. Because it's not that kind of essay. It's like a specific type for the regents, which is bullshit. Anyway, so I literally just looked at him and I was like, you don't have to take the final. And he's like, oh, you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I can't teach it to you. There's not enough time. It's due today, the end of the market period. The grades are due. I was like, I just can't teach it to you and I can't hold it against you. You were sick. He had the flu. You know what I mean? He had a doctor's note. I'm like, so it's like so crazy to think like.
So like what happened?
I just left zero, no grade there. I didn't give him a 0. I didn't give him 100. I did think about like, he has an 85 average. I was like, maybe I'll just give him an 85 and then it'll just average in and make his grade just an 85 type of thing. You know, I don't know. I really don't know what I'm going to do yet. I got to do report card grades this weekend.
Oh, but that sounds miserable. I do not miss that at all.
Yeah.
Ooh, terrible. Anyway, that's the episode. Hey, you guys, thanks for being here. Again, you become a Patreon fan at patreon.com/the Social Studies Podcast. We love hearing from you. And also other things that we love hearing from you. We love positive reviews. Yeah, we love 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. It does.
If you don't, 5s are good, but if you're like, oh, I don't think they deserve a 5, hey, then don't leave a review.
Yeah, we love that. And you guys, you can come see me live at You can come see me live at thejoedombrowski.com and coming all over the country. Love you guys.
All right, and me too, guys. See you later, GaspareRandazzo.com.